Hey everyone, Towelliee here with another Artifact Traits preview. This time we're going to go over the Druid. Oh, Druids. Balance, Feral, Guardian, Resto. I'm really excited about the Guardian tank artifact look in bear form. If you guys haven't seen it, check it out. You can probably find it on either MMO Champion or Wowhead. Once again, thanks to MMO Champion for putting out this traits calculator out for you guys and for me to review and preview. I mean, they didn't give it to me specifically, but whatever. Anyway, let's get right to it. Druid was what I saw most in the comments for the mage video. So once again, whichever class you want to see next, post it in the comments, and we'll get to that next after this video. And we'll just, do it until we get to all the classes. So we have here Hanir, the Mother Tree. I don't know if it's Gunir or Honey. I'm going to go with Gunir, the Mother Tree. So once again, with all artifact traits, we start with the trait with the solid golden circle around it, which is right here, which is Druidic Touch. Casting a helpful spell has a chance to sprout a patch of flowers at the target's location that heals nearby targets every 5 seconds. That's pretty cool right there. Then we have Grove Walker, which increases the healing of your healing over time spells by 13%. Repetitive Blooming says needs replacement. Don't know what that means. Life Bloom causes its burst of healing every 8 seconds while it is active. Wow, that's pretty awesome. Nature's Essence. Wild Growth grants 0% of its total healing amount immediately. So not over time. Essence of Nodrasil reduces the cast time of Healing Touch by 30%. We have Armor of the Ancients. Iron Bark reduces damage taken by an additional 20%. Great for tanks out there. Blessing of the World Tree increases the direct healing of Regrowth and Healing Touch by 13%. Mark of Shifting. This is awesome. While in travel, cat, or bear form, you permanently have rejuvenation on yourself. Awesome. Seeds of the World Tree. Living Seed gains 40% additional value from critical heals. Natural Mending increases the healing of Swift Mend by 20%. Knowledge of the Ancients increases mana regeneration by 13%. Persistence increases the duration of your damage and healing over time spells by 4 seconds. Did I miss any of the normal traits? Oh, down here. Infusion of Nature reduces the mana cost of Wild Growth by 20%. Let's look at the major traits, which obviously have a little bit more oomph to it. Let me click off this first one here. We have Dreamwalker. Every certain amount of casts of Swift Mend or Regrowth causes your mind to fully shift into the Emerald Dream. That actually sounds amazing. Increasing the healing rate of your heal over time spells by a certain percentage for until canceled. That's actually pretty awesome. I want to see the visual for that. Tranquil Mind. This one's good. Tranquility no longer requires you to channel for its duration for until canceled. After activating Tranquility, all cast time spells are instant cast. Go for it, dudes. And then Power of the Arc Druid. Wild Growth has a certain % chance to cause your next rejuvenation or regrowth to also apply to all allies within 8 yards of the target. Once again, lots of power auras, lots of buffs you have to look out for while you're targeting other players. But that's the Gunir, the Mother Tree, artifact trait talent calculator for Druids. I'm going to leave Guardian for last, because I'm a tank. We got to leave the good stuff for last. We have Balance here. Balance has some pretty fucking rad stuff. Once again, sorry about no camera. Like I said, it's night. I'm naked. I don't want to show you guys the goods. And it's like 10 o'clock. I didn't really feel like putting the camera on. So hopefully my soothing voice is enough for you to handle this artifact trait. Anyway, going with the solid circle trait, this is where you'll begin with the Reaping. Alkin Frenzy can periodically trigger without being hit. That's awesome. New Moon, it deals a certain amount of damage to your current target. It's just like, it doesn't even know how much, it's just a certain amount. Falling Star improves the empowerment granted by Starfall by 60%. Touch of the Moon. When you take damage, you have a certain % chance to cast an empowering healing touch on yourself instantly. Rejuvenating Innervation. Innervate increases the healing of you and your target by 50%. Light of the Sun. Innervate increases the healing of you and your target by 50%. Dark Side of the Moon increases the critical strike chance of Lunar Strike by 13%. Bladed Feathers increases the armor granted by your Moonkin form by 100%. So Moonkins don't look like they're going to be too squishy, especially if you use them in PvP with this little talent here, or trait, excuse me. This is also the Scythe of Elune for the artifact weapon that we're dealing with. Scythe of the Stars increases the critical strike damage of Star Surge by... Was it 10% the whole way? Yes, it was. So I'm guessing this is like 20%. Once again, these are all not final yet. They're not done yet. This is just like, you know, the bare bones minimum, you know, what we're going to get when we first start off. Obviously, this will be different by release. Solar Stabbing increases the damage dealt by Solar Wrath by 13%. Sunfire Burns increases the damage dealt by your Sunfire by also 13%. Moon Craze doubles the chance of Alkin Frenzy from the Reaping. Twilight Glow increases the damage dealt by Moonfire by 13%. Empowerment improves the damage modification of your lunar and solar empowerments by 13%. Now let's take a look at our wonderful major traits here. We have Power of the Goldrin. Casting Star Surge summons the Spirit of Goldrin, who bites the target's soul. Area trigger line nuke. I'm not sure what that means, but I'm pretty sure it means that some sort of spirit's going to pop up out of nowhere and just bite somebody in the fucking ass. I mean, that's just what's okay. Scion of the Night Sky. Elune's light has a chance to bless an area, substantially increasing the power of the next 2 spells cast from within it. So basically some sort of area of effect goes on the ground, and you stand in it, and you're way more powerful. And then we have Moon and Stars. While in celestial alignment, each spell cast grants an additional 3% cast speed buff. So, so far, Balance and Resto, they're looking okay. There's nothing really too crazy in here right now. It seems like all these artifact traits are just major buffs and percentage buffs to your, you know, already existing abilities. The major traits are the ones that do some crazy shit. I think Fury Warrior, is it Arms or Fury? One of those two does some insane abilities. So let's go into Pharaoh DPS, which has no data. Boo! The Fangs of Ashamain. I don't know how to say that. Anyway, so no Pharaoh, folks. Sorry. I will make a follow-up video discussing Pharaoh. Just remind me, like in a Twitter message or something. Guardian Tank. Here we go. Let me get a sip of water here because this gonna be good. This is gonna be good. The Claws of Ursoc. Let's start in the middle, boys. Blood Claws. Your melee abilities cause Blood Claws, dealing a certain percent of damage over 15 seconds. Blood Claws reduces damage dealt by a certain percentage and stacks to 5. That's awesome. Already right with the damage reduction shit. Reinforced Fur increases the effectiveness of Iron Fur by 20%. Once again, Iron Fur gives you a 100% armor, and it overlaps with and it has a couple of charges, so it overlaps. So we're talking a shit ton of armor here for the Guardians. Ursoc's Endurance increases the duration of your active mitigation spells by a certain amount of seconds. Grasping Roots. Your entangling roots will spread to nearby targets which do not have entangling roots. That's awesome. And this is the same one. Grasping Roots says your entangling roots will spread to nearby targets which do not have entangling roots. I think these are both the same. I think they're worded different. No, they're exactly the same. I guess they're going to change it later on. Wild Flesh increases the periodic healing of your frenzy regeneration by 40%. Jagged Claws increases your bleed damage by 20%. Iron Cannon, or I think it's Iron Cannon. When your Moonfire expires, you gain 50 rage. Awesome. Bestial Fortitude stamina increased by 13% because we don't already have enough stamina as a goddamn bear tank. Perpetual Spring reduces the cooldown of Bark Skin by 13%. That's pretty good for our cooldowns. Sharpened Instincts increases the effectiveness of Savage Defense by 20%. Right to Bear Arms. Aha, see what you did there. Mangle increases the duration of Frenzy Regeneration by 2 seconds. Up here, I'm not sure what this is. This is like some sort of, maybe this is like a special relic proc, or... don't know, it's called Rage of the Sleeper. Channels the Rage of Ursoc, reflecting 33% damage to opponents and increasing healing received by 33%. I'm not sure if we get to choose between these, but it says Hammer of Khazgoroth. Activating Rage of the Sleeper stuns all enemies within 8 yards for 6 seconds. Aegis of Agrimar, shield equal to 33% health on activation. So yeah, so 33% of your health as a shield when you activate it. Tidestone of Golganath. It seems like this is for each spec, it looks like. So I think the first one was maybe for Feral, second one was for Guardian. This Tides of Golganath heals over time equal to 10% of HP every 3 seconds, last 15 seconds. That does sound like a Resto Druid ability. And Tears of Elune, Arcane Orbitals deal 10% of the Druid's HP on contact, which seems like the Boomkin. And now let's look at the major traits for Bear Tanks. Heart of the Woods. While Barkskin is active, you are embraced by the forest. The first 3 strikes that would deal more than 20% of your life are absorbed by the trees. So that happens. You activate Barkskin, and if you know, you take whatever next 3 abilities, if they deal more than 20% of your HP, they become absorbed. If not, you just take the normal damage, which I think is pretty awesome, especially with this ability here where Barkskin cooldown is reduced. You can use it more constantly. Adaptive Fur. Elemental damage has a chance to trigger Adaptive Fur, reducing damage from that element by 20% for 15 seconds. And then last but not least, Embrace of the Nightmare. While Rage of the Sleeper is active, you are immune to crowd control and deal 33% increased damage, generate 33% more rage, and leech 33% of damage dealt. What the hell is Rage of the Sleeper? I'm going to find out real quick. I can't seem to find this. So let's see. Rage of the Sleeper. Druid Legion? I'm seeing, maybe it's an ability. According to Wowhead, let's see. Rage of the Sleeper. Oh, we were just looking at it. I'm like fucking retarded. The hell is this ability right here? Everyone watching the video is like, Towelliee, I think you just read that. Yeah, I'm a little slow today. So while this ability is active, for any one of these, all this happens here. So anyway, fail. Ruin, save, not ruin, save. Let me know what you guys think about the Druid. Not too many exciting abilities here for the Druid that I can see. Obviously, with the Bear Tanks, you see the increased armor, increased HP, increased self-healing. I mean, it seems like they're doing a lot with these artifact traits, and I'm hoping that they just don't cause a lot of issues. But let me know in the comments which ones you guys want to see next. I did see a lot of requests for Rogue and for Shaman, so let me know which one of those you would like to see, and the next video will be that class. Thank you once again for watching, everyone. This is Towelliee, twitch.tv/Towelliee, twitter.com/TowelleeTheTank. Follow it up. Let's do this. Peace out. Arrivederci. Bear impersonation. Woo!